Okay, so if you compare, so let's actually see the last exercise. Last exercise is that we also need to offer life insurance to all employees and retirees. And hourly employee can buy up to 50,000 of coverage, and salaried employee has they can buy up to $100,000 of coverage, and retirees can actually purchase up to $70,000 of coverage. So what that means is the logic of actually implementing these things is all different. Okay, if that's in comparison with the pension plan, where the the logic of contributing to pension is all exactly the same. So we were able to actually use the concrete pension manager object, pension manager class, to implement it, right? Here we cannot do that, right? Because we need to have a different object, one for the salaried employee, and one for hourly employee, and one for retirees. So we cannot use the single class. We have to use the multiple classes that implement the same interface. Okay. All right. So let's actually see. Let's actually handle hourly employee case first. Okay. So here we are going to say test should allow hourly employee to purchase life insurance. Okay, so here we are going to say hourly employee, and then purchase life insurance, and you're going to provide the sum amount. Let's say 20,000, like this, and we want to assert it. Again, we're going to just return it, assert that, and should be close to 20,000. Delta is 0.1. Okay, so now we need to implement purchase life insurance here. Okay, so we are going to have this method implementing an hourly employee. So let's hourly employee here. Okay, and we're going to just return double, and this is going to be amount. And for the case of hourly employee, so I forgot the amount. Hourly employee is $50,000, and salaried employees is $100,000, and retiree employees $70,000. So hourly employee, we have to actually a logic here. If so we're going to use amount. Return amount is greater than $50,000, then we're going to return the maximum value of 50,000, like this. Oh, what am I talking about? Question mark. Greater than is 50,000. Otherwise, it's going to be amount, like this, Okay. And let's see whether that works. Okay, yeah, so that works. So let's see hourly employee. Let's actually save the change. Okay, so this one works fine. We also want to actually check whether the 60,000 is actually being handled correctly. So here should allow hourly employee to purchase life insurance with limit. So if he sent 200,000, it should be just 50,000. So let's save the change, and that worked fine. Okay, all right. So now we are going to handle now the salaried employee. So salaried employee is pretty much working the same way. So we're going to just copy this code, and salaried employee, and here we are going to have this one is going to be salaried employee, salaried employee, salaried employee, and in this case 2000, it should be returning 100,000. Okay, and now let's implement the purchase life insurance in the salaried employee class. So here the logic is going to be something like, so let's change this one to amount, and so it's going to be so this should be double, and it should be if amount is greater than 10,000, then it should return 10,000. Otherwise, it's going to be amount. Okay, let's save the change, and things worked fine. Okay, all right. Okay, so now we have implemented this purchase insurance logic here. So the different classes, different employee have a different logic here. Okay, now what we want to do is that we want to actually have the composition with a different object instance. So what we can do is in the employee class, we could actually create in this case insurance manager, so private, and in this case we need the interface, so I'm going to actually use capital I, insurance manager, and insurance, and then it's gonna be insurance, like this. And insurance manager will basically create the insurance manager here. Insurance manager is going to be that contains the logic of purchase life insurance. Okay, so here we are gonna have the purchase life insurance, public double the not. So let me just copy this guy. Oh, so this is interface, I should say interface, and purchase, and it's a double amount, like this. So now what we need to do is that we need to actually implement a different implementation, one for salaried employee and one for hourly employee. Okay, so let's actually do that. So I have the insurance manager. I'm gonna actually have this one inside insurance package here. Okay, so here now we're gonna create the hourly employee implementation of it. So here I'm going to create new class. So the let's say hourly employee insurance manager. Okay, and this one should implement I insurance manager. So we need to implement add unimplemented method, and so basically we are just for the returning. So this is the logic where we have before, in this case hourly employee logic. The logic we have is this guy, return amount. This is the one that we want to implement like this. Okay, and this is the object that we want to inject into the employee or the retiree object. Okay, All right, so now we have this guy. So basically what we need to do is we are going to go to hourly employee here. So instead of doing this guy, basically what we can do is, we need to actually have that one injected as well, right? So private. So what we could do in this case is that we could actually inject into employee class, right? Because employee is the abstract class. So we should be able to actually inject here. So we have done that already. Okay, good. So we should have an access to insurance manager. Okay, so here we should have the insurance manager. So the employee class, I didn't save it here, employee class, and then here I should actually have insurance manager. Why I don't have actually insurance manager? Okay, let's actually take an employee here. Okay, so this one cannot be private, right? So it has to be protected. Okay, all right, so save the change. Now in our employee, we should have insurance manager. Good. So now we can actually call purchase insurance with the amount. Okay. And then the things. Let's actually see whether that works. I think it's actually null pointer exception because we didn't actually call the setter method. Okay. So if you actually take a look at the error, so let's actually see what errors we got here. Yeah, so this one, yeah, so this is null pointer exception, and that's expected. So if you take a look at this code, again, we need to actually set the hourly employee. We need to have the insurance manager objects. So here, hourly employee set and set. We didn't have actually a setter method. Okay, so we need to have in the employee class, we need to have the insurance manager. So we go to employee class. We need to have insurance manager setter method. Okay, so let's have this guy is generate. We don't need a getter, so we have a setter method. Okay, so now we should have to have a setter method here, set insurance manager, and then here what we need to create and pass is the object, insurance manager object for the hourly employee. So here new the hourly insurance manager here, that object. Okay, and save the change. And then things work fine. And we gotta actually do the same thing for salaried employee. So when we go to salaried employee, we need to pass the salary employee insurance manager object. Okay, so basically employee class will actually use this the interface, which is an abstraction, but it's actually using a different implementation depending on what is being passed to this employee class, and that is basically composition, and that's basically strategy pattern, okay, in which different behavior is being adopted during runtime depending on what object is actually pointing to. Okay, so let me just stop. It's 9